See the bear right there? Look at him run. All right, I'm at the trailhead. This is where I'm going to finish my hike. So I'm going to try and leave, well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to leave my car here and then I'm going to hitchhike to the start so that when I finish the hike, my car is here. This is the Paint Pots. So it's a popular trail, but I'm going to come out here at the end of this trip. Okay, 12:27 on my watch. Let's see how long it takes for somebody to stop. I've often said it, you know, people here don't stop very often. It's always visitors or tourists that stop to pick me up. Seldom is it Albertans or British Columbians. Maybe I'll be wrong this time. Well, it's actually 1:08, so it took 30 minutes for somebody to stop, and surprisingly it was a local guy from Banff, an older gentleman named Nick, driving an old Volvo, and it happened so fast. By the time I jumped in, I didn't have time to videotape. But here I am at the Floe Lake trailhead, so ready to go. The area was devastated by a forest fire many years ago. It's starting to regrow, but you'll see as I'm walking that there's so much deadfall, but luckily this is such a popular trail that the wardens keep coming here and clearing all that deadfall, because if they didn't, this trail would be absolutely impassable. So I've been gone for about half an hour now and already can't hear the sound of the highway, and that's where I'm heading. I'm going to switch back and head up, and you can see parts of the Rockwall over there, and then I'm going to follow it around. Well, uneventful so far, but you know, I wouldn't call it a pretty trail right now because of all the deadfall, but the views open up. Actually, the fire makes this interesting, the fact that there was a fire a decade or more ago, because you get more views. Otherwise, I'd be walking through the trees right now and I wouldn't see anything. So it's a different kind of view, but it's a view I appreciate, and so far so good. I met 4 people that were coming out. I've only been gone an hour. The lake is somewhere up at the base of that ice chunk up there. Well, here's Flo Lake, full tent pads. This is an extremely popular camp, so there's 16 tent pads, and to manage it, Parks Canada just installed the tent pads, just keep everybody under control, and there's signs everywhere saying stay on the trail, don't wander off. I mean, these areas get beat up, get a lot of usage. So right now there's about 6 groups here out of 16 tent pads, so it's not bad. It's pretty quiet. Check out where I get to sleep tonight. This is called Floe Lake. I'm just walking around. I just had as I've said many times, I lose my appetite out here. Actually, when I got here first, I set up my tent and I had a bit of a chill, so I went in my tent, and next thing you know, I fell asleep. I had every intention of just reading a book, but I fell asleep. Then I woke up, boiled a bit of water, had some pepperoni sticks, some cheese sticks, and a cup of soup, and I'm actually pretty satisfied right now. So now I'm just going for a walk to the end of this lake. first day is in the bag, as I like to say. It was actually tough. Like, those switchbacks at the end were killer. Like, I had a great first start, you know, switchback at the beginning and then long trail, and I was moving pretty good. Like, I'd say I was moving on my typical 3-4 kilometers per hour, and then those switchbacks hit, and man, I was just, you know, moving 20 seconds and then taking a break, and then another 20 seconds and taking a break. But I got here, and it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous lake. I took a bit of video. Hope you appreciate it. And then tomorrow is where this trail starts to get absolutely spectacular. You know, the morning hike up to Numa Pass and then back down. Tomorrow's an easy day, only 9 kilometers, so I'm in no rush to get. Should have warmed up the propane canister. Yeah, definitely modern amenities when you have a picnic table in a backcountry campground. But this is why, you know, people come here, because it's an extremely popular campground, because 10-kilometer hike gets you into paradise. 2 kilometers up that way and I'm at Numa Pass. I'm in this vast open meadow, and then I'm going to follow the Rockwall. So you guys are going to see why people come here. Can you believe this is somebody's job? They get to come here once in a while. This is a patrol cabin. Now, unlike the guys in Jasper, these guys here in Kootenay, on a trail like this, they have to come on foot. And that's probably quite a bit tougher than the guys in Jasper who come on horseback. But still. Sandstone, limestone. See it better now. A little frosty last night. Alright, Numa Creek, 9.8, not too far. Just left Flo Lake and Numa Pass. It's only 2 kilometers away, but first little bit is through the trees, and then it breaks out in the alpine real quick, and then the views for the next 20 kilometers are drop dead gorgeous. Last time I was here 10 years ago, me and Nick climbed up there, then hiked down, and see that big boulder just over there? It's huge. We lunched right by there. I won't lie to you, the pack feels heavy and I'm not liking the switchbacks, but boy, once you get above the tree line like this, that pain all goes away. I mean, you can hike for days, like, well, I can, and this is invigorating. You got drop dead views all around, and you go over a little hill and then there's another view, so the jaw-dropping scenery makes a trail like this so much easier. So, you know, I do different kinds of trails. I do the ones that are where I seek pure solitude and very remoteness, and I don't normally like these trails in the busy season because I encounter too many people, but you do have to do these trails because they are spectacular. So this is a great option. You either do them early in the season or late like this, and you get them almost to yourself. Actually, the people that are out here now are all seeking the same kind of thing, so people tend to leave each other alone. See, I told you it was worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yes, it's a shame. This young lady is Savannah and her companion Luna. Luna's not friendly yet. She's only 10 months old. After a crazy elevation gain, now I lose it all for a day. So this trail goes up and down, up and down. So I'm heading down there somewhere. The scree slope is wet and slippery today, so I will actually put this camera away and focus on what I'm doing. There's two people I met a little while ago. A guy named Josh and a girl named Savannah. I'm heading down there. The trail here is doing a crazy switchback because it's so steep, you know, not going down that. So it goes around. Parks install these pressure treated logs across to stop the erosion, you know, 50 feet, and then another switchback. This is probably, camera doesn't do it justice, but this is steep, and so if it was snowing today, this would be very dangerous. So the weather's great now, but that's why you have to be prepared in these mountains, because big snowstorm and this suddenly becomes treacherous. Even now I'm moving slow because there's a bit of dew on the rocks, and look at the switchbacks all the way down. Actually, the trail is so clean that this is only the second log I've had to go over, and it's recent, but look at this. I mean, the kudos to the wardens, you know, this is a popular trail, so they are maintaining this one. I mean, it takes a lot of work to walk this trail, humping a chainsaw and fuel and cutting all of this deadfall. 12:53, so been gone 2.5 hours, but what I like to commemorate is the fact that it's almost 1 o'clock, so it's been 24 hours since I hit the trailhead. So it's that moment on the hike where I've been in the bush 24 hours, which is now, and aching muscles start to feel normal, and the pace gets normal, and the mind stops wandering and thinking about getting there, and I get more into the moment. So just stopping here, you can hear the creek. The water's silty, but I'm going to filter a bit of water. Never pass a creek on this trail. There's just not a lot of water. Nice and clear. That's good. I'm only about maybe a kilometer or so from the next campsite, so it's my destination for the day, but I might push it and go farther. I'll decide when I get there. But I was going to have lunch here, but I thought, yeah, you know what? There'll be picnic tables over there, so I'm going to have a nice lunch at the next place, and then I'll also be able to relax, digest, and maybe read my book. So for now, I'm just going to have a drink here, and then I'll keep on going. I'm not sure what kind of berries those are. Very interesting. Okay, why is there a croc hanging on that tree? I can hear the river. Usually when you start, I mean, I know from the map that, you know, the campground is up ahead. I also know from my pace, I mean, I've been gone for about 3.5 hours, so I should have covered the distance to the campground. But when you hear water like this, that's also a good indication, because usually the campsites are close to water. A nice source of fresh water. There's the river. Whoops. Wow, an aluminum bridge. Pretty serious engineering. Numa Creek. You see your loud fires here. There's a fire grate. 2 of them. Whoever built these tables did a better job. They're higher and you can actually sit at them. I will say this, these boots are amazing. A couple of 100K on them already. No blisters. Ooh. And air out the tootsies, they say. $2.10, so left at 10, so 4 hours. Quite a few stops. It adds up, you know. I met about 4 groups traveling in the opposite direction, so every time you stop and talk to other people, it 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and it all adds up. First I will eat, then I will decide if I'm pushing along. It's straight uphill to the next pass to Tumblr Creek, so I don't know. I'm not feeling it today. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna eat first. Got my cup of soup, boil some water, cheese, and some smoked oysters. Oh. Sometimes the problem with oysters, though, is it's a lot of protein, but I am starving right now. Look at the size of these suckers, huh? Oh my God. Oh, that's so good. Now, I never know if my cup of soup's going to be cream of tomato or cream of chicken. Kind of hoping it's going to be cream of tomato. Tomato goes good with oysters. Well, no luck. Well, I shouldn't say no luck. I got food, so. But it's not. I was hoping it would be cream of tomato, but it's chicken noodle. Tell you what though, warm broth. And one of my cheese strings. My boy Ray loves these things. I bought 12 for the trip and I brought 8. I left 4 at home as a treat for Raymond. It's fun to see Raymond, you know. He's 14 years old and he's the comedian of the family, and he's at that age where life is still really, really simple, you know. You can serve him ice cream and it's fun, but then all you do is you put the ice cream in, say, a small bowl instead of a big bowl, and you sprinkle chocolate or something, and he's in heaven, you know. It's a treat. So in his mind, things aren't complicated, and I like to remind myself of that, you know. Life doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, look at me. I'm in the bush. Eating a cup of soup. Actually, I'm sure many of you watching this right now would kill to be with me right now, sitting here on this beautiful day. I'm sore, but it's, you know, it's the least of my worries. It's a beautiful day, and I'm eating a nice little snack. God, a simple snack.
Doesn't have to be complicated.
All right, decision made because I just met a couple that came up from Tumblr Ridge, and it took them 4 hours to come down. They say the scree slope is brutal, so I know it's it's in the neighborhood of 2,200 feet of climbing, and they say it's a scree slope, so that's going to be something I tackle tomorrow morning when I'm fresh. I'll get up, have a nice breakfast, and do it tomorrow because it is now 3:30, and it's 8 kilometers and 800 meters of gain, so that's a 10% grade. That's nasty, and I'm just not feeling it today, so no sense trying to crush the trail. I'm just gonna take my time. I brought a book. I'm gonna read my book, and this is a campsite that allows fires, so if there's not too many of us tonight, we'll make a fire. Okay.
Well, my tent is set up and I have a book. I'm just reading a little bit, lying down here, resting, stretching. Lots of neighbors today. There's 3 or 4 other tents in the area here, so.
Well, I'm glad I stayed here today. There's lots of people in the campground. It was fun. It is fun to meet people and talk and share experiences. I got a fire right now. Everybody's gone to bed. It's only 8:30, and these are tourists. Actually, there's a group of 4 tourists. 2 are having a hard time out of those 4, and then there's a guide from Canmore who's guiding 3 tourists, and they all went to bed. They got to get up early tomorrow because they travel slow, but I'm going to go to bed soon, and I'm just showing you the fire right now. I'm honestly not looking forward to tomorrow morning. I got a nasty climb ahead of me, but you just take it one stride at a time, and I've always gotten to the end, so I don't think this will be any different. So we'll see how tomorrow goes.
Well, day 2 is in the bag, as I like to say. So it was a good day and quite scenic, mostly downhill. And I'm in my tent now, and I hung my lights. I'm going to do a little bit of reading. This is what I'm reading. I mean, George Orwell was so prophetic. Is that the word, prophet? I mean, what he prophesized, like, it's so scary. You know, he lived through World War II and wrote this in 1948. I graduated high school in 1985, so I read 1984, probably in 1984. And it's as relevant today. How people still think that socialism and totalitarian states are the way to go is beyond me.